Beloved ones, in this vast existence, everything is vibrating. Everything is singing its own secret song. The trees outside your window are not silent. They are humming the melody of life in their own green language. The mountains are not still. They pulse with an ancient rhythm older than memory. Even the smallest atom is constantly dancing with invisible energy. Existence is a grand orchestra. Nothing is static. Nothing is dead. Life is a continuous movement of frequencies meeting and merging with one another. You are also part of this orchestra, yet you have forgotten the music within you. You are born as a vibration, as a pulse of consciousness. From the moment you take your first breath, you begin broadcasting your presence into the universe. Every heartbeat is a signal. Every thought carries a vibration. Every emotion is a wave of frequency rising and falling like tides in the ocean of being. But man has become disconnected from this truth. Instead, you cling to labels, to words, to identities. You say, I am angry, I am sad, I am frustrated, I am lost. You do not see that these are only temporary vibrations moving through you. You are not the storm. You are the sky. When I was a child, I loved to sit near rivers. I would watch the flowing water and feel my inner world flowing with it. And even then I sensed something. I sensed that everything that moves carries a frequency. Later, through meditation, this understanding became clear. What you call emotions are nothing but waves of energy. They come from nowhere and they go nowhere. They arise within the vastness of your consciousness and then they disappear again. Just as clouds form and dissolve in the sky without leaving a trace, your emotions also come and go. Only your misunderstanding makes you believe they are permanent. Beloved ones, when you begin to see emotions as frequencies, something miraculous happens. You stop identifying with them. You stop fighting. You stop resisting. You begin to understand that anger has its own vibration. Fear has its own vibration. Love has the highest vibrational fragrance. And you, the conscious watcher, are separate from all of them. The moment this separation is understood, you gain freedom. Imagine a radio. A single device can catch countless stations depending on the frequency you tune to. If you tune to noise, you hear noise. If you tune to music, you hear music. You are the same. When you are unconscious, you automatically tune yourself to lower vibrations. When you become aware, you can shift your tuning. You can choose clarity instead of confusion. You can choose compassion instead of anger. You can choose silence instead of turmoil. This is the mystery of frequencies. This is the beginning of inner alchemy. Recognize that you are not your emotions. Recognize that they are only movements of energy. Recognize that behind all change there is something in you that never changes. That silent space is your truth. That silence is your essence. And once you rediscover it, reality begins to move in harmony with you. Emotions as waves of energy. Beloved ones, emotions are nothing but movements of energy passing through your inner space. They are not your identity. They are not your essence. They are simply waves rising in the ocean of your consciousness. But because you have never been taught to watch them, only to react to them, you become entangled in these waves and forget the ocean that you truly are. When I was young, someone once asked me, Osho, do you never get disturbed? I laughed because disturbance itself is not the problem. Disturbance is natural. Everyone experiences it. The difference is simple yet profound. A meditator sees disturbance as an event. The unconscious mind sees disturbance as itself. When you think you are your emotion, you are lost. When you see emotion as energy, you are free. Anger is a vibration. Fear is a vibration. Excitement is a vibration. Even love, the most delicate of all human experiences, is also a vibration. Emotions are like ripples created on the surface of a lake. When the wind blows, the water moves. When conditions change, the water becomes still again. Nothing is permanent. Nothing deserves your imprisonment. Let me tell you, during my early experiments with meditation, I observed a simple truth. When anger arose, I would sit silently and watch it. I would not say, "This is my anger." I would say, "There is anger." When sadness came, I would not sink into it. I would watch it the way one watches a passing traveler. A strange thing happened. The moment I began to watch an emotion without trying to change it, the vibration of the emotion would begin to shift on its own. Awareness does not suppress the emotion. Awareness transforms it. Think of a room where music is playing. The music fills the space because the room simply allows it. Your being is that room, and your emotions are the songs passing through. When you become identified with the song, you lose yourself in it. When you remain in the room, you can enjoy the music without becoming it. Every emotion has a purpose. Anger can show you where your boundaries are. Fear can show you where your conditioning lives. Joy shows you when you are aligned with your truth. But the purpose is only revealed when you witness the emotion rather than drowning in it. Beloved ones, energy is always moving. It has to move. It is its nature. You only suffer when you block the movement by clinging to an emotion or pushing it away. Let emotion come. Let emotion stay for a moment. Let emotion pass. This simple flow is the essence of inner freedom. Once you begin to see emotions as waves of energy, you become less frightened of them. You see that even the most intense emotion has a beginning and an end. No feeling has the power to dominate you unless you hold on to it. You are the sky. Emotions are clouds. Some clouds are dark. Some are bright. Some bring storms. Some bring rainbows. But none of them stay. Allow this understanding to sink into your heart. The moment you learn to watch your emotional waves without attachment, you enter a new dimension of being. You are no longer a slave to your inner storms. You become a conscious presence through which energy can flow freely, gracefully, beautifully. The art of witnessing, beloved ones, witnessing is the highest art of the inner world. It is the master key. Everything else in spiritual growth depends on this simple capacity to watch without involvement, without judgment, without trying to interfere. Just as you sit by the bank of a river and watch the water flow, sit by the bank of your inner world and watch whatever arises in you. In the early days of my meditation, I would sit silently for hours. Thoughts would come, emotions would come, memories would come, and I simply watched. I did not welcome anything, and I did not resist anything. I learned one of the most transformative secrets of existence. The moment you watch something without clinging and without pushing it away, it begins to dissolve in its own time. Not because you force it, but because witnessing is a light, and darkness cannot survive in light. When you sit silently, let anger come. Do not say, "I should not be angry." Do not ask, "Why has anger come again?" Just watch. The watching creates a distance. In that distance lies your freedom. The anger passes and you remain untouched, like a mountain standing still while clouds drift across its peak. Let fear come. Let anxiety come. Let joy come. The witness does not choose. The witness does not judge. The witness only sees. And this seeing has an immense power. It transforms everything it touches. A fearful mind becomes a clear mind. A restless heart becomes a calm heart. The energy that was trapped in your emotions begins to flow in harmony. Beloved ones, witnessing is not something you do. It is something you remember. It is already within you. Every child knows it. When you watch a child sleeping, you will see a natural witnessing in their being. They cry, and the next moment they laugh. Nothing is held, nothing is carried. They move from one emotion to another like clouds passing through an open sky. When you grow older, you forget this art. Society teaches you to control, to suppress, to pretend, and slowly you lose contact with your natural ability to observe. You become identified with the mind. You believe that whatever happens inside you is you. This is the beginning of suffering. And to witness is to reclaim your original innocence. Sit silently and let life unfold within you. Do not try to fix anything. Do not try to improve anything. The ego always wants to manipulate. Awareness simply allows. And the miracle is that true transformation comes through allowing, never through manipulation. The moment you witness even a small emotion with total clarity, that emotion begins to lose its grip on you. You are no longer a slave. Become the master of your inner world, a watcher on the hill, a presence so vast that no wave can disturb it. Beloved ones, if you learn witnessing, you have learned the very heart of meditation. Everything else is secondary. The witness is your true nature. The witness is your freedom. The witness is your doorway to the infinite. Recalibration of reality. Beloved ones, reality is not something happening outside you. It is something continuously responding to your inner state. Life is a mirror. It reflects whatever you carry within yourself. If you walk through the world with a trembling heart, the world trembles back. If you walk with a silent center, the world moves around you in the same silence. Whatever frequency you maintain becomes the very lens through which you see existence. Most people live without ever realizing this simple law. They believe life is accidental, unpredictable, chaotic. Think situations happen to them from the outside. But nothing happens from the outside. Everything begins from your vibration. You color reality with the frequency of your own mind. When you vibrate in fear, everything appears threatening. A stranger's eyes feel dangerous. A small uncertainty becomes a mountain. Even silence seems heavy. But when you vibrate with awareness, the same world becomes friendly. The same silence becomes nourishing. The same uncertainties become invitations to grow. Beloved ones, I have watched countless seekers come to me over the years. They sit in front of me with the weight of their inner storms. They say, Osho, the world is harsh. Osho, the world is full of obstacles. But the world is simply echoing their inner chaos. When their frequency changes, when meditation begins to settle their energy, suddenly everything outside also begins to shift. A man with an angry frequency attracts situations that ignite more anger. A person vibrating in deep insecurity attracts experiences that confirm their insecurity. But the same person, once centered, begins to attract clarity. Life responds to your inner music. If you play a discordant note, the world echoes dissonance. If you discover harmony within, existence answers with harmony. There is no judgment in this. Existence is not punishing you. It is simply responding with perfect neutrality, like a valley responding to your shout. If you shout a blessing, the blessing returns. If you shout in fear, fear returns. The echo never chooses, it only mirrors. During my years of silence in the Himalayas, I discovered that the moment I entered a state of deep stillness, animals, trees, even the wind responded differently. Birds would come closer, the river sounded softer. People who met me on the path would smile without reason. They were not responding to me, but to the frequency radiating through me. Reality was rearranging itself around my inner state. This is the meaning of recalibration. When you change, your world changes. Not through saint, Ragul, not through force, but through vibration. You do not need to fight life. You need only to tune your inner energy. The moment you shift your frequency, life reorganizes naturally, effortlessly, beautifully. Beloved ones, once you understand this law, you stop blaming the world and begin transforming yourself. And when your inner world becomes a place of clarity, love, and silence, your outer world becomes a reflection of the same divine music. Reality does not need to be controlled. It only needs to be aligned with your truth, your inner instrument. Beloved ones, each of you is born as a magnificent instrument. Your body is an instrument. Your mind is an instrument. Your emotions are instruments. But the greatest misunderstanding in human life is that people begin to believe that the instrument is the musician. The flute starts thinking it is playing itself. The drum starts believing it is creating its own rhythm. And in this confusion, you forget the real one who plays the music, the consciousness behind it all, the witness, the very essence of your being. When you live unconsciously, your body and mind play in chaotic ways. Thoughts arise without direction. Emotions erupt without sensitivity. Reactions replace responses. This creates noise, not music. Life becomes fragmented, hurried, disconnected. You move, but without grace. You speak, but without awareness. You love, but without depth. You suffer because the instrument has taken control of the musician. But beloved ones, the moment you turn inward, even for a few breaths, something magical begins. You start hearing the gap between your thoughts. You begin sensing the subtle vibrations beneath every emotion. You saint, art, recognizing the silence behind every heartbeat. And slowly, gently, lovingly, the musician awakens within you. Life is no longer an accident. It becomes art. I remember sitting alone under an old neem tree in my youth. The wind would touch the leaves and create a natural music, effortless and wild. There was no conductor, no plan, no structure, yet the harmony was perfect. I understood something precious that day. Existence itself is always musical. Only man creates disorder. And he creates disorder because he forgets his own tune. Your instrument plays beautifully when touched by awareness. When you bring consciousness to your breath, it becomes a rhythm. When you bring consciousness to your movements, they become a dance. When you bring consciousness to your words, they become poetry. Even pain, when observed with awareness, becomes a doorway to understanding. Suffering transforms into wisdom. Turbulence transforms into depth. Everything becomes meaningful in the hands of the inner musician. Beloved ones, do not try to force harmony. Do not try to push the instrument. The mind cannot be disciplined by violence. The body cannot be purified by repression. The heart cannot be awakened by judgment. Instruments respond to gentle, loving touch. You do not shout at a sitar. You do not strike a violin with anger. You tune it with patience. You respect its delicacy. Treat your inner world in the same way. When you remember that you are the consciousness behind every sensation, you take back the power that was lost. You become the master. Then even if emotions arise, they arise in rhythm. Even if thoughts come, they come like notes in a melody. Chaos becomes order. Noise becomes music. Life becomes a symphony. Beloved ones, once you rediscover the musician within you, the whole of existence becomes your orchestra. You start moving in harmony with life itself. And when the inner instrument is tuned, the music of your being becomes a gift to the world, from emotion to freedom. Beloved ones, you are not here on this earth to wage war against your emotions. You are not here to suppress them, to deny them, or to force them into silence. You are here to understand them, to witness them, to experience their energy without losing yourself in their waves. Emotions are not enemies on your path. They are messengers from your own depths. carrying truths you have not yet learned to read. Most people are afraid of their emotions, so they hide them. They bury their sadness. They disguise their fear. They pretend their anger does not exist. But whatever you suppress does not disappear. It goes underground and becomes poison. It waits for the right moment to erupt, and when it erupts blindly. This is why humanity suffers, not because emotions exist, but because emotions are misunderstood. Beloved ones, once you begin to recognize emotions as frequencies, a profound shift happens in your being. You start seeing that nothing inside you is permanent. Everything moves, everything changes, everything rises and falls. The moment this understanding enters your consciousness, you relax. You stop fighting, you stop clinging. You stop trying to make temporary vibrations into a fixed identity. You are not angry. Anger is passing through you. You are not sad. Sadness is visiting you. You are not afraid. Fear is momentarily dancing in your energy. You are a witness. The eternal sky behind the changing weather of emotion. There were many times in my own life when powerful emotions arose. People think a mystic never feels anything. This is not true. A mystic feels more deeply than ordinary people because nothing is suppressed. Everything is allowed. But the difference is that a mystic never becomes identified with what he feels. He sees emotion as an event, not as himself. When anger came to me, I watched it. I observed the heat in the body, the quickening of breath, the fire rising in the chest, and as I watched, the energy transformed. What was anger became clarity. What was fear became sharp awareness. What was sorrow became compassion. Witnessing turns every emotion into gold. This is the alchemy of consciousness, beloved ones. As you grow in awareness, you become like a river, flowing but never held by anything. Emotions may enter you, but they cannot stay. They have no hooks to cling to. You allow everything and resist nothing. In this allowing, in this spaciousness, you discover your freedom. Freedom does not mean the absence of emotion. Freedom means that emotion cannot possess you. It cannot dominate your choices. It cannot drag you into darkness. You remain centered, grounded, aware, and from this center you respond to life instead of reacting to it. You understand emotions as frequencies, your reality recalibrates naturally. No effort is needed. No discipline is needed. Awareness itself becomes the most gentle and powerful transformation. Then life is no longer a struggle. It becomes a flowing celebration, a dance of energies within the vast sky of your being. Beloved ones, this is your birthright. This is your true nature, to live as awareness, to feel everything yet remain free, to allow emotions but not be defined by them, to be the sky, not the storm. And when you live in this freedom, existence responds with infinite grace.